if a man has a preference, that's frowned upon.
And I think it's imperative to understand. Sitting here listening to y'all have a very deontological view. What that means is y'all view shit as right or wrong, fair, unfair. And the reality is men have a value system. We have things that we want our women to do. We have things that we don't want them to do. And things that we're naturally attracted to. Our brains work in a way to where certain things trigger us. It triggers our disgust factor sexually. And the thought of a woman being ramrodded by a whole bunch of dudes, sucking a whole bunch of dicks, taking cum on the face, all kind of shit, that's not something that we take pride in knowing that our woman does. That's not something that
that's your personal opinion.
But what I'm saying,
it's not personal opinion.
It's not a personal opinion, because if I run a survey right now, I can find thousands of dudes who feel the same way, and I'll find more men who feel the way I feel than men who don't.
So the majority don't exist.
But that's not what he's saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm painting a picture of what's normal and what's abnormal. Being a porn star is morally reprehensible. That's why you're getting all this criticism and judgment.
How are you shaking your
and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if you're gonna do something, people are gonna judge you for it. People are gonna criticize you for it. So to think you should live in a world where you won't receive any criticism or judgment, you're not being realistic.
I never said I wouldn't receive criticism. Like, I would judge a man if he hasn't had enough sex.
But you sitting here saying you sitting here saying you're being very judgmental, and you kept highlighting that you're being very judgmental. You're being mean about it.
But I wouldn't be mean towards him. I just wouldn't fuck him.
No, I'm talking about talking to the girls on the panel. You keep hinting at being judgmental. That tells me
because they are judgmental.
Exactly, but that's reality. That's what comes with the territory.
And I can't call them out on that?
Go ahead. You can, but that's not going to change it, because you're essentially doing what they're doing. Y'all just virtual signaling back and forth.
You're literally just like narrating this whole podcast and what it's about.
Because you can't understand. You cannot seem to grasp it.
I understand.
You're doing nothing but virtue signaling back and forth. Oh, don't judge me. What about you? It's the same thing. You're engaging in the same thing. And what I'm saying is, anything that you choose to do, you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. You're not going to agree with everything.
Consequences, but I think that you guys just have a fundamental opinion in what is, like, a fundamentally different opinion in what is morally right and wrong than what I have in my life. And I feel like you guys personally attack me for the way that I live my life.
Okay,
well, but there's a consensus. But
we can move.
I don't think there's a consensus.
It doesn't matter. There is a consensus.
Guys, but not in the whole
no, there's a consensus in the whole world. There's a consensus.
Yes, there is. Just by saying you have a lot of sex, but then you're over here saying, "Oh, I'm not going to be with someone who doesn't have a lot of sex."
Yeah,
it's literally the same thing.
And there's a consensus.
I ask you how much your husband or your boyfriend makes, because
how much do you make?
Hypocrite. I'm sorry.
How much do you make?
That's none of your business.
Then don't ask me.
I asked you how much does your husband make.
How much does your husband make?
Oh, my boyfriend makes enough. Trust me.
How much?
My boyfriend makes definitely well over 6 figures. So.
But how much?
That's none of your business.
Then don't ask me.
Okay, but you're over here talking about how you are not judging anything. But if a man did not make 6 figures, you probably wouldn't be with him.
Yeah, that's correct. No, that is
correct. Thank you. But I never said that. That's my point. Thank you.
Right.
And so you have a preference too.
So I never said I didn't have a preference.
So why are you like living
I'm
in a
not going to be
reality?
mean towards someone about my preference, though.
That nobody is going to judge you. Like, do you not realize that being a porn star is not the normality today?
But do you realize that I judge you for the way that you speak to me?
Okay. But I can judge you for the way you're speaking to me too.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's your point?